Look, I totally get it. All the lags, the disconnections you face during live streams, sometimes it's just hard to figure out what's wrong. I've been using Switcher Studio for 3 years, made some mistakes, made a lot of mistakes, but I've also learned a lot along the way. So if you don't mind staying with me for a bit, let me try to help you out. Let's start off with the internet. Oh, that's simple. I have Wi-Fi. Means I have internet, right? Nope. Completely separate things. Your broadband or 4G connects you to the internet, but the Wi-Fi, it connects your device to the router. Confusing? I'm going to explain in 2 parts because it's quite a tedious topic. Part 2 is in a separate video, and that will cover the local area network, also known as the LAN. In this video, we'll talk about the internet. The internet, the place where you send your live streams to. So from Switcher Studio, only the live program feed gets sent to the platform of your choice. So Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitch. The rest of your cameras actually do not send anything to the internet. So what does this mean? Your internet speed, where be it download or upload speed, does not affect how many cameras you can use with Switcher Studio. More on that in the next video. So, bad internet connection, what are the signs that you can spot? First one is that little dot next to the live icon. Green means it's all good. Orange means that your internet connection is too slow to sustain a smooth live stream to the platform. Don't get confused with the iOS dot that shows up whenever an app is using the microphone. Second sign, the pop-up will say that transmission has failed, do you want to continue recording? So this usually means that your internet connection is interrupted. That's strange. My speed test showed that I have 10 megabits upload. I mean, for Full HD 1080p upload, it only requires like 6 Mbps, isn't it? Let me put it this way. Just because you can sprint for 30 seconds doesn't mean you can run at that pace for an hour. So speed test usually tells you how fast your internet connection can be in that point in time, but the speed actually varies over time as you are streaming. Having broadband connections of 100 megabit per second or higher will definitely be more reliable. So what's the gear that I use to connect to the internet? For LTE connection, I'm using the M2 Netgear LTE modem. Not sponsored, mind you. I know there's the M5, the M6 with 5G, with Wi-Fi 6, but I can't afford to keep upgrading, and this has worked for me very well so far. All-day battery life, has an Ethernet port, charges via USB-C, and serves as a Wi-Fi router. What's not to love? Connect this to the iPad using a hub and an Ethernet cable, and you're set. By the way, sidetrack a little. Do you know when your iPad is using Ethernet and when it's using its Wi-Fi as its main connection? There's 2 ways to find out. So, when both Ethernet and Wi-Fi are active, the Wi-Fi icon will actually disappear because it favors using the Ethernet connection. And in the settings, the Ethernet section, the IP addresses will appear once you connect to the router and you can connect to the internet. If you are unlucky enough to encounter a situation where the venue does not have reliable broadband and the LTE reception in your area is weak, you might have to combine several connections to get enough bandwidth. So we call that network bonding. On that note, it helps to get 4G or 5G lines from different telcos if you stream at different venues all the time. An affordable way to do network bonding is to use Speedify. Yes, it runs on iOS, Windows, Mac, Android, and no, I'm not sponsored by it, stop asking. It's a VPN that uses multiple connections on the iPad, be it the SIM card, Wi-Fi, or Ethernet connection, to give you a higher bandwidth to stream. Pretty easy to set up really. Just set all available connections to primary and toggle it to live stream mode. I've tried it, somewhat reliable. Others here seems to swear and die by it, especially by those in the Facebook group. I, however, have opted for hardware bonding. So, the 2 most popular options are LiveView and Teradek, and personally, I went with the Teradek Video Go. It seems pretty nifty. There's 2 LED nodes that plug into either side, and then from there it sends your HDMI or SDI feed to Core Cloud. So Core Cloud consolidates the video feed from multiple connections and sends it to a streaming platform for your viewers. It also combines like Wi-Fi, Ethernet connections if you have them. Yes, this also means that I'm actually not streaming from Switcher Studio directly, I'm actually just using Switcher Studio to manage the cameras and graphics. But for added reliability, I actually use this to handle the Premiere stream, while Switcher Studio handles the backup stream if your platform actually supports it, which Facebook and YouTube does. Drop me a comment below if you wish to know how I set up Premiere and backup streams. I think I've talked enough. Thanks for listening throughout. Hope whatever I've rambled helps, and if you like more of such videos to level up your Switcher Studio game, check out part 2 for the next segment where I talk about how to improve your LAN, local area network. Alright, bye.